is new again, walking with a permagrin, head so high. I'm back with you and all is right. Shaking on the apple tree, ticking off the honeybees, watch them fly. It's just like we never said goodbye.
Hey guys and gals, what's up? It's NihonTiger and welcome back to the NeoCraft server. So today we're back here at the 1.8 spawn area, and I'm taking a look around a couple plots here. Now Fuchs has said this is his starter house that he's built, but he said he's not going to use his whole plot. So, oh, it's looking very nice. But he said that I can have the rest of the plot for my NihonTiger's home for Wayward Bunnies. The only question is, I don't know how big I'm going to make it. I don't think I'm going to build a huge house. I don't want this to be a massive project. So, what I might do is I might try and figure out space-wise. This actually might be enough space, you know, now that I think about it. Because we can have the house kind of set back a little bit, and then that'll be the yard. Yeah, it'll work. I think this will work. So, this will be good space for me. It's a little laggy here, though, and I want to be careful because there are ghasts and stuff due to the museum being right over there. So, I think this will be a good spot, though. I can deal with a little bit of gas, and I like the view of the balloon as well from here, so this is a good spot. But I figured today we would at least try and lay some of the foundation work for the Victorian-style house that we're going to be building. I don't envision it will be done anytime soon. I think it's going to take me a while. This is a new build style that I'm trying to do, a Victorian-style house. So it's going to take some trial and error and me kind of sitting around figuring out how I want to handle this, how I want to, build this, what kind of Victorian-style details I want to add to it. I think we'll definitely have one of those circular rooms that kind of go up and have the pointy top. So if you've ever seen a Victorian-style house, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And we have a lot of them here in town. A lot of houses, a lot of old mansions from the 1890s, because the town I live in is an old. Well, it's not old anymore. It's a relatively decent-sized city, but it's mostly known for a lot of the growth having been from the early 1890s natural gas booms that happened. So, of course, if that had happened today, there would be like McMansions all over the place here. There'd just be nothing but mansions, and I'm sure our water would be dry. Yo. But I'm sure it would be like nothing but gigantic mansions all over town. And again, I probably would have, I'm thinking too much here. I'm just thinking what town would be like if the gas boom had happened today instead of 120 years ago. But I digress. So the idea, I think, is that I want to. Let's see, I'll make 2 of those. So I can make more. This what I'm gonna do is make a crafting bench and put that there, and then we'll put some chests here to hold our crap. And I don't expect this to actually be made out of acacia wood, so I think we may have to make some trips back and forth to the tree farm, which I think we have a tree farm. If we don't, I should set one up. Oh yeah, we do. It's the Arboretum back at Swan Town. But I'm going to go ahead and smooth this out. And while I do that, let me first and foremost correct a mistake that... Oh, hi! Hi! Hey, buddy. How you doing? I'll let you graze about here. Don't worry about that. But I'm going to first correct a mistake that I made in my last episode. I'm going to right or wrong. It's not really a wrong to right, though, because no one was hurt by it. But Oh, hey, Wisdom's on. Hey, Wiz. But I'm gonna right a wrong, so to speak. And I'm going to say hello, first and foremost, to all of my new subscribers who have joined me in the last 2 or 3 weeks. That would be all 160 some of you, so hello, each and every one of you. I wish I could have, like, you know, individual hellos for every single person, but to be honest, I just, you know, is this zombie over here? It's just like too much stuff to keep up with, because I know, you know, I've actually lost a few subs just from people closing accounts and stuff, and I don't know who's, you know, I don't know who joined and who left and all that stuff, so I don't want to be like, hi, person who not watches my videos anymore, thank you for subscribing for 2 weeks. Ow. But I don't really want to, and, you know, I'll just say hello to everybody. I mean, 160 is a lot of people to try and remember everybody's name. So, hello everybody, and thank you very much for coming on board the channel. I appreciate it a ton, and I hope I can continue to be as entertaining in my regular vanilla Let's Plays as I was during TerraFirmaCraft. TerraFirmaCraft is the mod, dummy. And speaking of that, today is the day that we do our faithful, not faithful, but fateful discussion about TFC, or in this case, TFC 3, which I was just a part of and pretty much sucked away my entire life for about 3 to 4 weeks when you consider the editing process as well as the actual playing that goes into it. So let me see here. This feels like a box. I don't know if I necessarily... I kind of maybe want to make this more oblong. Can I do that? Yeah, I can do that. Okay, I can do it. That's fine. But let's talk a little bit about TerraFirmaCraft 3. And that's actually the name. It's not TerraFirmaCraft Season 3. It's actually just 3 because it's a individual event. So I prefer to call it that because I'm a stickler for these kind of things and whatever. But let's talk a little bit about TFC 3. So first things first, how did I get into it? But some of you guys are wondering that. Well, the answer is pretty simple for those of you that have watched my videos in the past, or maybe you're an old subscriber. But I was one of the people who was in TerraFirmaCraft 2, and therefore, well, I got into that because they needed some extra bodies, and they invited a whole bunch of people from the My House Gamers group, of which I'm a part of, to join, because Ray is one of the principals, I guess you could call him, of MHG, along with Tib. And so when they were looking for people to add, they went to us first and said, hey, we need a few people who might be interested, you know, are you guys willing to play for 2 weeks? And I said, yeah, sure, I can do it. And it was fun. It was fun in Season 2. So I got an invite back for Season 3 because of that, because they wanted to bring back a lot of people who could play. And I happened to be able to make the time to do it. There we go. Fix that up. So let's give a quick recap of the season, because let's see here, it's kind of my box to start with, but let's give a quick recap of the season for those of you who might have missed out on it. And that gas is gonna get real annoying, but I apologize, guys. It's just the way that this is. So let's give a real quick recap of TFC Season 3. TFC 3. I almost said Season 3. I was trying not to say that, and I almost went ahead and did it. 2. Okay, so can I do 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3, and then we'll just break this down. It'll be kind of a dirty circle. I think that'll work. Actually, you know what? No, I don't like it there. it's too close to the Fuchs's build. So I think I gotta give it some space. That's the right idea. So basically what TerraFirmaCraft is, for those of you that don't know, for those of you who didn't watch my videos from there, shame on you. Shame. No, I'm kidding. I'm not gonna shame you. But what it is it's basically a big playthrough of the TerraFirmaCraft mod, and we get everybody together and we do a big old team kind of PvP battle. It's not really PvP, it's more you just try and survive for 2 weeks and get materials and armor up a little bit for a final, I guess you could call it a final showdown. And it changes from season to season. So this season we had a different finale, if you would call it that, which some people might. I kind of call it a showdown sometimes. But we had a different finale than we had in the past 2 seasons, where it was less about straight PvP or combat and more about completing an objective. Now, first season I think they did straight PvP fight. Second season we did the bases, and that didn't go very well, only because of the fact that we ended up having one team, I won't name which team it was, Packrat's team, that decided it was going to build a sky base. And see if can I maybe make this? No, it's too big of a circle. It needs to be a small circle. But had one team that decided they were going to build a sky base, so we had to end up going after them first, and that took forever. So long story short, that didn't end up going very well. Yeah, I'm getting some block lag here. Hold on a second. Let me log out and log back in. Okay, that's a little better, I think. But yeah, season 2, the battle went on for way too long, and we ended up having a PvP fight at the end anyways between the team leaders. So for season 3, we decided to do something, or not we, but the leaders, the folks in charge, which would be Pack, Honey, Ray, and this season Etho, decided that I think it was mostly Pack and Honey and Ray, but they decided that they wanted to have an alternate way to end it. So while there was PvP in the finale, the way that we actually had the season winner determined was there was a giant ball of cobble that you had to dig down into, and there were sponges at the bottom of it, and you basically had to bring a sponge back to your base and plant it in your base, and that's how you won. So it was a little bit more PvE. There's a little bit more of a PvE aspect to it, which I think I liked. I think, all things considered, I really enjoyed the fact that it wasn't just a straight PvP fight. That can get very boring very quickly, so I'm going to use Cowl here. This is just temporary. I'm kind of setting the template for how I'm gonna eventually build this, and I think part of it will be that I need to have. So I think I want the front porch to be over here, like right there. Yeah, we'll do it that way. But yeah, I really like the idea that we weren't gonna have just you spend 2 weeks getting together and getting a bunch of materials, making weapons. Now go fight for our love in the finale. Because then it kind of gets to a point where it's all about PvP skill, and whoever has the best PvP ability and is able to grind up the most materials in 2 weeks wins. And to me, that just seems like it's a disadvantage for a team if you just happen to get stuck on a team with a bunch of people who really don't do PvP very well. There's a sheep running around. Wild sheep. Rabid sheep. Don't let it touch you. So I think I was kind of happy with the idea that we would have this different meetup where it would be a little more PvE skill, or it wouldn't be just so much based on combat. Even though I'm fairly confident combat-wise, I think it was just a good idea try something different. So I think, does that look okay? I don't know if I like that. Well, this is all going to be fence anyways. So, like, eventually, you know, this will all be a fence. I just want to make sure that when I do fence that in, that there's kind of enough space and that it doesn't look too bad. Oh, I fell into the... I wasn't paying attention. I fell off the edge. But I think that looks okay. 2, 3... And then these will all be fence posts, by the way. Just wooden fence posts, so don't have to worry about it looking too ugly. And I think I'll just kind of eventually bring this like right down here and have a step off. So this will be kind of like that maybe. But yeah, I was really excited about it, and I was especially excited when they revealed the teams and I was selected to be on Ethos team this season, which is very interesting. I didn't quite expect that. You know, maybe I want to bring this in a little bit. I don't know if I like that touching the lip so much. So maybe want to have a little bit of space here so we can have some foliage out front, some bushes and whatnot. That will actually help. That'll give me some more slabs as well, so I can do the corner. But I was really excited about that. It was a big opportunity for a little tiny channel like me to be taking part in any sort of competition with Etho, and I was just generally excited about that because hey, it's not every day that you get a chance to first off do TFC, and second off, you know, it's not every day you get to get a chance to hang out with new people in a big series like this, and even some of the smaller guys like, you know, Alt and MKK, like I had not really done much of anything with them. EA and Aaron were the only two people that I had in the past played with because they're both in the Madhouse Gamers group with me. So there was definitely some excitement about getting paired with new people. I really always enjoy getting to meet new people and partake in new experiences. So the idea behind my TFC is it's 2 weeks long, and during those 2 weeks, you play on the server, you do a lot of work, and it's generally pretty fun. For the most part, our team did pretty well. You know, we went through the normal, I guess you could call it the normal progression for gathering materials and, you know, building up our resources. And actually by, I think it was day 6 or 7, we were pretty much already at the red steel level. And we're very excited because it's a very, very quick grind up to red steel. It takes a lot longer than that for the most part. But Alt was able to kind of put together a lot of free time, and he was able to get on the server and do a lot of the work that we needed to do to really have those materials at such an early part of the game. And I was very excited about that. I was so enthusiastic. I was very happy. And at the same time, I noticed that we were sticking around at the same spot for a while, and I was getting very antsy. I kind of wanted to go ahead and move the base, but we couldn't move it right away because we didn't have enough people on. So unfortunately, we kind of dragged our feet on that, and that's when the raid happened. It happened, in fact, when I was not around to do anything about it. Ray's team raided us while I was actually at work. So I came home from work to find out what was going on. I was just, reading all stuff in the chat. He's like, help, need help. We're getting raided. And I'm like sitting there thinking, oh no, what is going on? This is not the best time for this to happen. And for some other, I guess, bad words going through my head that I don't really want to repeat, but they were not suitable for young children. Curse words. But for the most part, I kind of got on and I was greeted, after having spent 6 days working on so much stuff, grinding up so much, material, going out and finding resources and spending time with alts and EA and Etho and just, and having enjoyed the season up to that point, I not gonna lie, I kind of had a moment when I logged on, saw all that stuff sitting, all of our hard-earned stuff just sitting on the floor despawning. I kind of had a moment where I was just like, well, crap. This makes me not really want to play right now, but we have to play because our stuff is sitting there despawning, so I better go ahead and try and get this. And oh, hi, Ray, how are you? Why are you punching me? Stop punching me. Stop killing me. Oh my god, you're killing me. Except, of course, it was much more animated with much more anger than that in my voice. There we go. So this is going to be kind of our front door. Right there. So, don't know how high I want these windows. Maybe 3 is good enough, because they don't need to be super high. So 1, 2, 3. Boop. But yeah, I mean that first week was really, it was enjoyable, it was fun, and it was very grindy. It was, not gonna lie, I spent a lot of time, I thought I'd be out exploring, I thought I'd be out, hunting other teams down, and I spent a lot of time that first week just grinding materials up for the team. I'd hop on and be like, hey, what do you guys need me to do tonight? And then you'd be like, oh, we need you to go check out this, this possible ore deposit that's over here, and they'd be like, all right, I'm gonna go do that. And I just normally there's some time skips with that, and I'll explain why. If you watch my videos, there's some time skips where I'll be walking one way to go out to the ore deposit, and then it'll cut kind of right to either me doing something derpy or when I arrive at the ore deposit. And the reason for that actually is that because I was actually listening to streams on Twitch while I was walking around trying to get from place to place. So the cuts were there because there was actually like additional audio that was really kind of ruining anything that anyone was saying. So I ended up having to cut all that stuff out. But I did that because otherwise it's a very long, very boring walk. You guys probably wouldn't want to see that anyways. But I was actually watching the North American LCS championships, the League of Legends championships, a couple of those days. So that was in the background. That's also why I had to edit that out, because I left that up a little bit loud. So it was kind of making more noise than I wanted it to. And I just figured, I'm walking. I'll edit this stuff out later. Not too worried about it. It's just walking is boring. And I did that for some of the mining sessions too. So there's a few mining sessions where I was going out gathering resources that I just basically said, all right, I'm going to go ahead and cut this. It's not going to make my final video. So I'm going to turn this stream on and just enjoy a little bit of, I guess, some League, or occasionally I like to watch speedrunners, various speedrunners from the Speedruns Live community. So I was watching a few of those folks while I was playing TFC this season as well. And it's kind of interesting to be able to, to be playing one game and watching another game. Or not really even watching, I was more or less listening. But it's kind of it's an interesting dynamic because occasionally you'll hear something in a video and it'll sound like something in the game or something scary, and you'll kind of freak out for a minute and think, oh my god, is there a creeper coming after me? No, it was just an explosion from another game. Or sometimes, if it was like the LCS, I'd be watching that and there'd be some incredible play and I'd be like, what just happened? I gotta catch that. And I'd end up switching over to the LCS stream for a minute while I was in game, which is probably, in hindsight, a really stupid idea because something or someone could have jumped me while I wasn't paying attention. 2, 3. So I probably should have been a little more observant at those times. So let me hop down here. We'll kind of shimmy across here. Let's see how this looks. Because this is a fairly large box already. Oh, Wisdom's here. Hey Wiz, how you doing, buddy? How's that look? So there's my neighbor Nihon. Yes. The pets you have. Nope. Victorian-style house. It's a work in progress. But, yeah, for that first week, you made that needs to be up higher. That's the right idea, but that needs to be up higher. Yeah, I have to get used to guests complaining. I know. But this gotta be up higher. At least I got the shape right. So that's good. And that's kind of what's most important, I think, is making sure that shape is correct eventually for when I do decide that I want to build or I want to cap this out. So at least we got that right. But yeah, that first week we got all those resources and then we got raided. A bit lonely on my hill. Aww. But we got all those resources and all of a sudden we didn't have those resources and it was very disheartening. I mean, if you go back and watch those videos in like day 8, day 9, day 10, I'm kind of still angry. But a lot of people are just kind of, a lot of the people on our team are very disheartened. They are disheartened. I will have to. But, there was a lot of disheartenment when that happened. I mean, our team was pretty much at that point in first place, and then we got smacked all the way down to last place. And I'll make a big bay window over here. I think that'd be really cool to do like a bay window facing out this way. So maybe I can make this smaller by a little bit. Remove some of the porch here for a bay window. So maybe make it up to here, and then we'll have the bay window be like right here. But it was really disheartening, and there was a lot of times that maybe I felt like I wanted to give up. I didn't necessarily say, I want to quit, but there were times where I was like, this isn't worth it, We just lost all of our progress, and you kind of get that feeling, that sinking feeling, like you're like, damn, all that hard work that I just put in for the last week, all that hard work that Alt just put in for the last week is all gone, and there's really nothing we can do about it at this point. So maybe I want to make this like, I'm just kind of, I guess, bug out like that a little bit. Be like a bay window. Like I'm just getting basic shape designs here. I just want to see how this looks in block form, because we can always refine it. And that's why a lot of times if you see me build, I build in dirt, because that might be a little too big. I think that's a little too big. But I build in dirt because it's easier to transition things from dirt to other blocks than it is to go from like cobble, because you're having to use up your picks and then you have to use up resources for that, and I just don't like doing that. I just like using as few resources as I can. I'm actually gonna keep this like as a little skirt in the bottom maybe, and then we'll build a second tower up here. But yeah, we're definitely not gonna get this done today. This is still very much in the planning process. So let's go a bit higher. Like that high? Yeah, that's probably way too high for what I want, but let's just see how tall this looks compared to other things, and then we'll go from there. So you can have this be kind of the... Oh, took a fall. Boots are okay. Chest plate's wearing down though. That's no good. So, I mean, that second week was brutal because it was just non-stop grind the entire time. All we were doing, I think for most of that week, was just go get resources, go over here, you know, start smelting stuff up again. Spending a lot of time just going over steps that we thought we'd already taken care of, and it was tedious and perhaps a little infuriating at times to have to go through all that again. But we persevered, we pushed on. We thought, okay, you know, we're not gonna be able to get anywhere if we just sit here and say, all right, we're done, and quit, and Alt and I, and yay, see ya. Kind of spent a bit of time trying to do what we could. We got a little bit of help from other people. Not everybody was able to, you know, to commit a full. Oh, and I fell again. Ow. But not everybody was able to kind of commit a full schedule to being able to play like a full 2 weeks. I was able to, and it was okay. It's okay, you know. Not everybody can do it. Sometimes they get busy. I got really lucky that I had WMC 11 running on my channel at the same time, or I probably would have been in a similar pickle, because actually it was Surfer Wars and WMC were running simultaneously, so that filled up a lot of my what would be otherwise empty time slots. Here, let me try doing like a little thing up here, and we'll see how high this is and see how it looks. If it looks good, I think we'll just cap it off here and be like, yay, built a tower out of dirt. And yeah, for those of you that are unfamiliar with my building process, this is kind of how it works, especially since I am building this in survival. I want to make sure that I have my shape correctly before I go and start playing around with stuff. Yeah, I think that's probably high enough tower-wise. And then we'll start to build the roof. It's probably pretty good, because any higher will seem like it's too high, and any lower will probably just be a waste of blocks. So let's go ahead and do that. Three, 1, 2, 3. And I should mention again, I've never built Victorian style. It may look a little weird when I start, but I promise you it'll look good when I'm finished, because I'm definitely gonna spend a lot of time working on this and making sure that it looks the best it can. But I did have the benefits during TerraFirmaCraft crack of having other series on my channel that were already scheduled to run, so it allowed me to kind of focus a lot on helping our team out and getting back to where we were. And I think that was probably really important, that I was able to spend some time to help out Alt, and especially it was important that Alt was able to take a lot of time out of his schedule to sit on and do a lot of the grindy work that I didn't really have time to do because I have my job and everything that I have to go to every day, and I'm busy a lot with other things. Yeah, I think that's good. I want to remove that bottom skirt though. That doesn't look very Victorian now that I think about it. So this can go away now. Here we go. I can always put that back, of course. And probably, if it does want to come back, it'll come back in a detailing process. I think that looks pretty good. So, the second week was mostly just us grinding, and we had a bit of a surprise. We had, believe it or not, we had another team join us. Packrat's team came and joined us. They had a problem that we could solve, and we had a problem that they could solve. And our problem was we didn't have the manpower to do the work to recover, and we had the resources, that's just not the manpower. Their problem was that they had the manpower, but they didn't have the resources. So we ended up striking a deal. I think it was mostly Cricus and Alts that came together and put the deal together. But the deal was that they would move in to our base that we had set up, and we would all work together to kind of help get us back into contention and to help them at least get to Red Steel, because they weren't even at Red Steel yet. They were very far behind. So that actually worked out pretty well. And plus with the raid, we eventually ended up gaining another teammate. Honey's team decided that they wanted to kind of align with us against Ray, because Ray had all of our resources. He stole all of them in the raid. So he did leave us some stuff, so he wasn't a total butt about it, but he took all of our precious metals and used them to suit his team up in full blue steel armor with full blue steel weapons. So we kind of knew this, and ultimately I think we decided that it will be better for us to work together just to prevent him from winning, not necessarily to keep him from finishing in 4th place or dead last, but to keep him from winning. That was our goal. So basically the alliance kind of between the 3 teams was that we would work together to stop him from winning, and then once one of us had the sponge down, had secured 1st place, then it would go back to actually being a regular old-fashioned everyone for themselves kind of battle. So that kind of deal came together actually in like the last hours of the whole thing. I didn't expect it that to happen that late, but it did, and I think it was for the best. Ray kind of created a self-fulfilling prophecy with the way that he rated us, and he chose to rate us, as he later told us, because he thought everyone was out to get his team, which in a sense we kind of were, but we weren't really like pushing it at that time. But when he rated us, he kind of actually created a self-fulfilling prophecy that did push all the teams together. So he really doesn't have anyone to blame for what happened besides his own self and his own actions. But I also understand why he did what he did, because he probably thought, maybe correctly so, that none of us wanted him to win, so he needed to do something to kind of secure his own team and make sure that they would be in a good situation to take on maybe 2 teams at the end of the whole 2 weeks. So yeah, we ended up kind of all coming together, and at the finale it ended up being almost I don't even know how to describe it, kind of a crazy fight. There was a huge crazy fight between the 3 teams and Ray, and we ended up eventually pinning them all down in their base, but they still got through. They still sent one of their players, Kitty, got through to the mines, so she could still actually dig through and get to the sponges. But we were also all sending our own little kind of mini teams down there, and everyone else was all ganged up to try and stop Ray from being able to provide safety for his sponge carriers, and which really turned out to be Kitty, because she was the only one who managed to get through in the end. And long story short, what happened was Honey's team won. They came in first. My team came in second. Packrat's team came in third, and Ray's team came in last. But like I said, that wasn't intentional. There was no villainous intent to put Ray in last place. It was just a product of how things ended up being, because Honey's team and my team, or our team, I guess I should say, it's not necessarily my team, I didn't captain the team, but the team I was on, we ended up placing our sponges almost simultaneously. That's gonna block that anyways, so I might as well block that up. But we almost placed our sponges simultaneously, and it was kind of crazy. I thought maybe we had, we still had to fight, so I accidentally killed somebody I shouldn't have killed. I killed a guitar. I'm sorry, guitar. But we ended up coming in second, which was not too bad considering our position at the end of the first week. We would have been lucky to come in third if things had stayed the same. And so really what that left was Packrat and Ray's teams to fight among each other, because we were already knocked out. So let's do like that, and then that's not going to be visible at all. So I can probably block that up as well. And I think this can be kind of a flat top, because I think Victorian-style houses usually tended to have that flat roof on it, and they had like the fence around the top. Or at least some Victorian houses did. I think we'll do that with this style. So let's try and do it like that. We'll have to put some torches up here too, just to make sure creepers and bad stuff don't spawn. 2, 3, 4. But yeah, in general, I do have a few thoughts about both this season and TerraFirmaCraft 4 that I wanted to go over real quick before we end this. I know I'm running very long. It's about 45 minutes at this point, so it's much longer than I wanted to have this go for. So, long story short, I thought the season went alright. I thought the season could have been a little bit better in some aspects. Most importantly, I don't think there was enough PvP action. I think it was kind of boring at times, if not for the fact that we did have some great team conversations, and there was some great conversations on our team, but on other teams as well, which I think really broke up some of the boring monotony that otherwise would have been a hallmark of TFC Season 3. We only had that one raid. I was a little surprised by that. I thought maybe there would be a counter raid at some point, and there never happened to be one, which was a bit surprising, was a bit shocking. It did get interesting toward the end with the Alliance. So I thought that was pretty cool that we did all kind of ultimately come together for the good of making sure that Ray didn't win. Hope he's still not angry about that. But I think that ultimately served to be a fairly entertaining video, and it made for a very fun finale, especially for me because I got to kill a bunch of them over and over again, and I really enjoy getting to do that. So let's see, I want to go tear this down a little bit. But yeah, mentioned Ray's self-fulfilling prophecy because he kind of screwed himself on that one. Love you too, buddy. But I did have some awesome teammates. Great teammates. It was great to play with Etho. He wasn't on as much as I'd hoped he'd be able to be on. I know he was busy with a lot of stuff, and that's okay. You know, I understand that the guys are going to be busy especially the Minecraft guys, because they have regular content that they need to get out to their subscribers who have subscribed to their channels expecting, you know, to see them play Minecraft, to see them play all these various games that they play, or, you know, his regular TerraFirmaCraft series, or, you know, Arcus. I think Pac's really the only one who, you know, obviously since it's his baby, you know, he's the one who sets aside the time to be there and to be active, which is cool. Let's see here. I'm gonna pit her up. I can do it with the wood blocks. That'll be fine. There we go. So they could use the dirt blocks for the ceiling. 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Ooh, there's another one over there. I want that. So I'm just making a giant tree here for absolutely no reason to get one solitary dirt block so I can place that there. I am a derpy person. But yeah, I think I've talked a little bit about the struggles. We had some struggles after the raid. The last few days were rather hectic but fun. I had 34 hours of footage for those of you keeping track of that kind of stuff. I broke it into 27 videos, which I think didn't come to 34 hours of actual video content because I didn't record everything that was on there. I probably played, when you think about, you know, all the times that I played off camera, it was a little bit closer more to 40 hours of time. I like the shape. I don't know if maybe I can make it look a little more Victorian, or maybe some of the stairs, when we do stairs and stuff, it'll look a little more Victorian shaped. I don't know. It's a good start. Obviously, this is just a beginning here. We'll kind of expand it from here. And I really do want to have that big bay window over here. But we have at least a basic shape, and I need to take a look at more Victorian Minecraft builds to get an idea of what kind of elements are other people using, what kind of elements go into a Victorian style build, other than the ideas I have pictured in my head. What are people using? You know, are they using fence posts? Are they using what types of wood are they using to make, you know, certain desired effects? But I think it's a good start. You know, I should mention this. For those of you who are wondering, I did have another event going on in the middle of TFC. The Vintage Beef Fan Server Season 5 UHC was actually right smack dab in the middle of TFC, so I had to spend a couple hours on the second full Saturday that we had. I just spent a couple hours prepping for a UHC, and spoiler alert, I won it. Haha. But I think I used up all the dirt, so I might have to, if I want to expand this, I might have to go back to the stores I have at Kotzegard, and I don't have that many at Kotzegard either because I'm using all of that in my walls right now. That could be a problem. But yeah, Etho's a great guy. I'm glad I got to play with him. I know some of you guys have been saying, "Oh, you should do more collabs with Etho," and I'm like, I would love to. I don't know if he wants to do more collabs with a lot of other people because he's kind of really busy with a lot of stuff. So I don't feel really like imposing upon him. You know, be like, hey, can you do a collab with me, please? We did that thing together that one time. Oh, there's a creeper up there. You know, those of you who know me, I don't really like to impose myself too much upon other people, especially people who have like 1 million subscribers. They probably have better things to do than do a video with me, some guy who has 800 subs, because then you do one with me and then everyone else is complaining, why aren't you doing one with me? I have 1,000, I have 1,500. You know, it gets to that point where you can't please everybody. But yeah, I think, you know, I think TFC 3 went great, and as far as TerraFirmaCraft 4 goes, it'll be sometime next year. There's been some talk about changes that we're making. We might go with some fairly big changes. I don't know for certain. Everything's kind of I'm going to take some andesite here because I'll need it for my walls. But, you know, obviously it's way too soon to be saying, oh, we're going to make big changes and things are confirmed for Brawl. Oh, wow. That's cool. Someone made a cow. The banner actually says cow on it. For the breeder. I like that. But, you know, I'm not sure if Etha will be back next season. I don't know if Arcus will be back. Packrat will certainly be back. I don't know if any other Minecrafters are going to play. I would certainly hope so. I would love to see some of them show up. Definitely would be happy with that. But I know how much of a commitment it is. Yeah, I think this might need to be... I might need to raise the roof here. Raise the roof. Roof. Jokes. But yeah, I know how much of a time commitment it is firsthand. I don't know if there'll be more players. Is that the Guardians? Are they targeting me through the floor? It would be weird. But yeah, I'm hopeful that I'll be back for season 4 if they'll have me. And really, that's about it. I think I'm just wandering around right now, not doing anything. So I think I'm gonna take a break for now, guys. I'm gonna go take a look at some Victorian builds in Minecraft, get some ideas, figure out how I want to do this roof, get some ideas on how I can do the interior. Maybe see if I need to lift everything up a little bit. See if I can find some more dirt blocks as well, so I can build with them, or if I can start to replace things on the foundation. But we got a good start. I'm very happy with it. So as always, thanks for watching. Good luck. Good mining. Have fun. I'll see you guys next time here at the NeoCraft server.